Hey guys, it's ExandShadow, and welcome back to Let's Play Devil Survivor Overclocked. In the last part, we found out that there was really no way out of this fucking lockdown, and we also unlocked the fusion mechanic, which basically gives us every single gameplay mechanic that we'll be using for the majority of the game, so that's pretty nice. And in this part, we're going to go, Haru. Oh, hey there. The battle screen's up. You've got a 0 death clock. Demons up. We gotta save Haru. You know how this works, viewers.
It's dangerous. Run.
We've got an escort mission. Well, not exactly an escort mission. We've got a protection mission. This is going to become a common thing in Devil Survivor, so I hope that you don't. I hope that you don't mind missions like this, because we're going to be doing a lot of them, and we're going to be doing them with more than just one person soon enough. So yeah, get used to this pretty much. So Haru here is in a little bit of a pickle. You know, she could just try to come here, or go into that building, or hide behind something, or a keyboard. That'll work. Yeah, play the Casio demo at them. That'll do it. Yeah. Oh, out of batteries. No shit.
This could be bad, Aya.
Haru, this is not the time to be talking to your disembodied dead friends, you know. Oh, well, she might not be dead. Your disembodied missing friends, then, whatever. So anyway, this is the first of, basically the first of, you know, a protect the person mission, and you're going to be doing a lot of these, especially with Haru. Keeping her alive is one of the most taxing things throughout the entire game, because Haru, this isn't exactly a spoiler, but Haru is one of the characters that can die permanently if you don't do things right. She won't die here because this is a mandatory event, but if you do mess up, Haru can die, and she's one of many characters who could potentially die, so you're going to want to make sure that you keep her alive as long as possible, because she's important to unlocking several different endings. But when it comes to the strategy for this mission in particular, you're going to want to get all of your characters as close to Haru as fast as possible, particularly ones that have the healing spell Dia, or, you know, any other healing abilities like Charm or Devotion or whatever. The thing is that you can send a character off in order to fight the other demons that aren't really as close to Haru, but the thing is that you are going to want to get all of your characters as close to her as possible, because the demons will gang up on her, and after like 1 or 2 attacks onto her, she'll pretty much die. You know, she needs to be healed at least a couple of times in order to make sure that she doesn't die and stuff. So you're going to want to make sure that you do that. To get to that end, I recommend fusing a Wyra or buying a Wyra. I think that you can get one in the auction by this point in the game. So buy a Wyra and then get a Wyra however you want, and hand it off to Yuzu. The Wyra's demon ability, you know, that's the ability on the bottom of their ability list there. Those abilities are determined by the demon's race. So the Wyra is of the Wilder race, and every Wilder demon is going to have the Devil Speed ability, which basically you sacrifice a couple points of HP in order to give the character 7 movement speed for that round. You are going to want to give the Wyra to Yuzu, because she'll make the most out of that Devil Speed, because she'll get the 7 movement, which is much better than her 3. But if you give the Wyra to the main character, to Atsuro, their 4 will also become 7. So, you know, it's better to give the Wyra to her, just because she gets the most out of it, you know. If you want to even increase her movement speed even more, you might also want to give her the Hairy Jack, which is part of a demon race that I can't exactly remember, but Hairy Jack has the ability Animal Leg, which allows you to move again after you attack someone. So, with Devil Speed and Hairy Leg, you could pretty much move across the entire field with just one turn, which would make her even more useful in getting to Haru as fast as possible. When it comes to skill allotment, Zan and Agi are very important moves, because Zan is going to be very useful against those Moshavus over there, you know, and those are pretty much all in one group, so you're going to want to put all of your Zans on one person and then all of your Agis on another, because Agi is good against the Wyras, which are again scattered throughout the map here, and they're a little bit more durable than you'd think they would be, so you know, you're going to want to take them out. When it comes to what enemy is the most annoying in this general sort of span of the game, these Bilwises, these are obnoxious motherfuckers. Partially because Zeo is such a rare spell at this point in the game, but also because they take physical hits like a boss. You know, they're resistant to most of the other magics. They take physical hits really fast, and they've got a relatively rare weakness. So you're better off just you're better off trying to get at least a few Zeos scattered about, so that you can take care of those whenever they pop up. You know, you can do that through some fusion chains, but I would actually recommend whenever the skill set bonus comes up. But you can't really rely on the skill set bonus coming up because it's just one of those things that tends to happen. You know. But when the skill set bonus does pop up, you're going to want to make sure that you put Zeo on at least your magic-focused people at this point, or anybody who has any demon that has an open spot by this point, and most of your demons should have an open spot by that point. I forgot to do it for this battle, but you are going to want to make sure that Yuzu has the Ice Dance ability equipped. I sort of touched on it earlier, but the Ice Dance ability, any dance ability either, because there's a Fire Dance variation, there's a Force Dance variation. Dance abilities, while they're a little bit expensive at this early point in the game, they are pretty much the most useful magic spells in the entire game, and you will continue to use them throughout the entire course of the game. Even, you know, end game material dance attacks are still obnoxiously useful. Basically how they work is that you cast anywhere between 2 and 5 you know, single targeting low powered spells. So it would be casting like 2 to 5 Bufus or 2 to 5 Agis or whatever. And when you've got a team of 3 here, they just sort of scatter about randomly. So they're not exactly the most useful spells for taking out groups like these. Although they can be pretty useful if the group is all of the same demon, you know. So if you've got an entire demon squad all weak to Bufu, then you can just use Ice Dance on them, and then, you know, they're all dead within seconds. But that is not where they're the most useful. The way that they are most useful, boss fights. Ice Dance, Fire Dance, Force Dance, whatever, absolutely demolishes boss fights. Because most boss fights in the game tend to be, you know, just one single really, really tough enemy, you know. And Ice Dance will absolutely demolish, well, not just Ice Dance, you know, if the enemy's weak to ice, of course, but dance attacks, or multi-hit attacks in general, really, because there's lots of different variations on those. Multi-hit attacks destroy bosses. They demolish them. Especially late game too, when, you know, Ice Dance's MP cost doesn't seem as high considering how much MP your characters will generally have by this point, you know. So yeah, make sure to take advantage of that whenever you can. At this point in the game, Yuzu definitely has the most MP. She's got like 80 by this point, or close to 80. And she'll be able to get off like 3 or 4 Ice Dances depending on how her MP is looking at this point in the game. So you're going to want to use them sparingly, you know, only when you really need to, but they are definitely one of the most useful and powerful abilities in the game, so yeah. Make sure that she has it equipped. I forgot to do it because I sort of rushed through the preparation stage. This was my second attempt at this because, you know, I fucked up the first time. I didn't send enough characters towards Haru, and she died. Yeah. Haru dying will be an instant death in this mission, and in a lot of other missions where you have people to protect. If they die, you know, they just die, you know. If they die, they die, and then you lose the mission. Certain characters can die if you forget to do their event, but if you get to the event where you're supposed to save someone's life, then once you start the fight, you know, if they die, then it's a game over. Basically, the best way I can put it is that in a hypothetical situation, there's a fight that we have to go to, or Haru will die. If we miss that fight, Haru dies. If we go to the fight but lose, it's a game over, and then you gotta keep on trying the fight over and over again until you win, and then Haru will be saved, if that makes any sense. I will be showing you the correct event order so that none of the characters die, though, so you shouldn't ever really need to worry about things like that. But like here, in this instance where there's three Moshivus, they're all weak to Zan. If I happen to have the Force Dance ability, which I don't think will unlock for another couple of fights, but if I had the Force Dance ability, that would make this fight so much easier because I could potentially knock out, depending on how lucky I got, I could knock out like all three of them in one attack, in one spout. It's ridiculous how effective it can be if you get lucky. There are more reliable attacks though. Like there is a specific attack that will hit all enemies with a low tier attack. Like that's the suffix is what makes that spell do it. So like we saw Miragi in the fight with Wendigo on the day before. What's her name? Amane had that ability, you know, and it hit all three enemies in the squad with the Nagi spell. But that's sometimes a little bit even more risky than using Fire Dance, because if you've got a demon team where it's like one person repels it but two people are weak to it, theoretically, the Fire Dance, you could get lucky with Fire Dance and only hit the two that are weak to fire, and the one that repels it could get missed. While if you used Miragi, then you would always get hit by the repel. So, you know, it just depends on what happens. So, you know, the dance abilities are probably the most useful. Well, I won't say the most useful, but they're one of the most useful magic abilities in the game. So you're going to want to make sure that you have those equipped whenever
I'd have been fine by myself if my sequencer hadn't run out of batteries.
Well, maybe you should work on that. Oh, wait. It probably runs on D, doesn't it?
It's like a composition.
I can't blame you then, Haru.
Not like me.
Whatever.
You use a different method.
Now, this is actually pretty important to remember, so keep an eye on this. But Haru can summon demons by singing into her own, into her little sequencer thingy. So my grandma was right again. Rock and roll really does summon the devil.
Who?
Damn, my grandma's just all over this shit. Video games summon the devil. Rock and roll summons the devil. You know, if I get lucky, maybe demons will stop popping out of my D&D books, or maybe, you know, my superhero comics, or out of those damn TV shows, or the porn that I watch. You know, that would be great if I could just summon demons by doing all of this shit, you know? I'd be a goddamn demon master if all of that shit actually summoned demons, and, you know, I'm 2 for 2 at this point, so who knows what'll happen.
Use the hand charger to juice it back up.
So yes, our convenient hand charger doesn't work on her sequencer, although I don't know how her sequencer would be as reliable as the comp, you know? So what, would you sing like Run to the Hills if you want the demon to use Agi, but then sing Hot for Teacher if you wanted to use Dia instead? I gotta wonder how that would work. It'd be pretty fun though, you know, it's just like karaoke night. You do karaoke night and see what weird stuff demons would do when you sing certain songs. All damages done to the building are non-applicable to me. Make Ryan pay for them.
I thought so. You've got this dangerous smell to you.
Nah, that's just because I haven't bathed in 2 days. You know, lockdown and stuff.
Well,
it's not exactly dangerous unless if you think poor hygiene is dangerous. I certainly do. You know, I've been wearing this same crap for all. You're gonna be wearing this same crap all game, you know. Although that could just be traditional video game. We only ever have one outfit syndrome, which is always something that's bugged me about TV shows and video games and anime and whatever. That everybody only ever has one
Did you check
outfit.
Haru's death clock? It said 0 last time, right?
You know, I don't like that they missed the what's 0 plus 2 joke here, because they bring that up a couple of other times in the game, if I remember correctly, but they don't let you say what's 0 plus 2, because, you know, that's one of my favorite lines in the game. So yes, we can change other people's death clocks. That's nice, so we can help people and stuff.
So now that we know we can increase the time on the death clock for others, let's keep at it and do the same for everyone trapped in the Yamanote Circle.
Yes, let's prevent the apocalypse, because 3 high school kids are totally equipped for that sort of shit.
What do comps and the sequencer have in common that lets them summon demons?
Well, they're both big, clunky thingamahoozits that,
Who cares about that right now?
well, the 3DS has a sound function. That's a similarity, kinda.
I'm a little worried that she didn't seem too thrilled about it. I hope it's just part of that cool...
Now, Yuzu's actually worried about Haru not being worried about being summoned by demons, but we'll find out. Yuzu does actually have a reason to be worried, so we'll find out more about that later on. But next time, we are going to be finishing up the first day. I'm ExandShadow, and I'll see you guys later.